stop scrolling right now. Yes, I am speaking directly to you in this exact second. You think you found this message by complete chance, but nothing in your life has ever been accidental. You are sitting there with a heavy mind and a tired body. And while you were distracted by the frantic demands of your daily routine, an urgent decree was issued in the highest courts of heaven specifically for your name. Give me your full attention before tonight arrives. The world around you is loud and chaotic. People demand your strength every single day without ever asking about your hidden pain. You have been carrying a quiet burden for far too long. You wear a polite smile to convince everyone that you are completely fine. But inside your soul, you feel drained, weary, and deeply overwhelmed. Listen to my voice right now. I am ordering a divine halt to your restless wandering. You are about to swipe away and return to the digital noise. But if you walk away right now, you will miss the vital lifeline that has been sent to rescue your spirit. This is not just another video on your screen. It is an emergency declaration sent directly from your Heavenly Father. Heaven has declared an urgent intervention over your home tonight. Something massive has been set in motion behind the veil of the invisible realm. You have spent countless nights staring at the ceiling in the dark. You wonder if anyone truly sees your silent struggles. You wonder if your desperate prayers are simply bouncing off the cold walls of your bedroom. I need you to hear this sacred truth today. I have seen every single tear you wiped away in secret. I heard the quiet sighs you swallowed so your family would not worry about your pain. You feel isolated in your daily battle. But I tell you that you are never alone in the dark. My angels have been guarding your steps even when you felt utterly abandoned. Earlier today, a sacred council was held in the realm of glory. The Archangels Michael and Gabriel stood before my throne of grace. They were discussing your life with deep reverence and intense focus. And do you know what they were talking about? They were talking about the very hair on your head. You might wonder why majestic archangels would discuss something so small. To the secular world, a single strand of hair is completely insignificant. People walk past you every day without noticing your subtle physical changes. They do not know how many strands fall out when you are stressed. They do not care about the physical signs of your quiet exhaustion. But heaven measures your value with absolute divine precision. Every detail of your physical body is recorded in my eternal books. The Holy Scriptures declare that even the hairs of your head are all numbered by your Creator. When the archangels spoke your name, they were reviewing the exact count of your sacrifices. They were measuring the heavy toll that secret anxiety has taken on your temple. The enemy wants you to believe that you are completely forgotten. He whispers dark lies into your mind during your weakest moments. He tells you that your financial struggles will never end. He tells you that your body will never recover its lost strength. But I am stepping into your reality right now to crush those toxic lies with my unshakable truth. You have been standing in the battle for your bloodline without realizing how close you are to victory. The archangels were not merely observing your hair out of curiosity. They were placing anointing oil upon every single strand as a mark of divine ownership. When the dark forces look at you tonight, they will no longer see a weary target. They will see a warrior backed by the full power of heaven. A major shift is taking place in the spiritual atmosphere before sunrise. The archangels have been assigned to construct a burning shield around your household. They are preparing to break the invisible chains that have kept you trapped in a cycle of lack and fatigue. You are standing on the very edge of your long-awaited breakthrough. Do not treat this divine encounter lightly. The enemy knows that your liberation is attached to the words spoken in this message. He will try to throw sudden distractions at you right now to force you to quit listening. He wants you to close this video so you remain trapped in your daily cycle of worry. You must resist that evil temptation with holy courage. Stay right here in my presence for these next few moments. I am preparing to reveal the hidden meaning behind the angelic conversation regarding your hair. There is a prophetic secret hidden within those numbered strands that will unlock your financial peace and restore your weary soul before morning. My beloved child, your season of silent suffering ends today. You carry royal blood in your spiritual veins. You were not created to live as a helpless victim of circumstance. Open your spiritual ears and prepare your heart to receive the sacred blueprint of your freedom. But before I reveal what the archangels whispered about your future, I must show you what I saw in your quiet room late last night. I saw you last night when the rest of the world was fast asleep. You were lying awake in your dark room with your eyes wide open. You stared blankly at the silent ceiling while heavy thoughts raced through your tired mind. And as the clock slowly ticked past 2 a.m., you felt an unbearable pressure pressing down on your chest. You took a deep breath just to make sure you could still breathe. You are so exhausted from pretending to be strong every single day. People around you think you have everything under control because you never complain. You carry their heavy emotional burdens without asking for anything in return. But when you step into the privacy of your bathroom, you lock the door and let the water run. You let your warm tears fall silently so no one in your house can hear you break down. I watched you wipe those bitter tears before you stepped back out into the hallway. You forced a gentle smile onto your face because you did not want to worry your loved ones. You put on your thick armor of self-sufficiency to protect everyone else from your pain. But I saw the deep cracks in your soul that you try so hard to hide from the world. You feel completely broken inside while acting whole on the outside. The weight of financial stress has been suffocating your peace for months. You look at your unpaid bills and your shrinking bank account with a trembling heart. You wonder how you will make ends meet when expenses keep piling up higher. And every time you try to build a stable foundation, another unexpected problem comes along to drain your hard-earned resources. You feel like you are walking on slippery sand. Your mind wanders during the day when you try to focus on your daily work. You feel a sudden cloud of confusion and heavy brain fog stealing your mental clarity. You forget small things and wonder if your mind is slowly losing its sharpness. But that confusion is not a permanent flaw in your character. It is a spiritual attack designed to make you doubt the sharp intelligence I gave you. Your body is feeling the painful toll of this endless spiritual warfare. Your shoulders are perpetually tight and your lower back aches with constant tension. You wake up in the morning feeling just as tired as when you laid your head down. No matter how many hours you sleep, the deep biological fatigue refuses to leave your cells. You are pushing your physical temple to its absolute limits every single day. You are also carrying the heavy burdens of your family members on your own shoulders. You pray for their health, their happiness, and their financial survival every day. You worry about their mistakes as if they were your own personal failures. You feel responsible for fixing problems that were created long before you were born. You have become the solitary bridge carrying the weight of an entire lineage. Betrayal has left painful scars deep within your trusting heart. You gave your pure loyalty to people who ended up taking your kindness for weakness. They walked away when you needed them most and left you to fight alone. Now you find it hard to open up your heart to anyone new. You build high walls of self-protection around your soul and called that emotional safety. But those walls have become a cold prison. I see the profound isolation that visits you in your quietest moments. You can sit in a room full of laughing people and still feel completely alone. Nobody truly understands the heavy cost of the battles you are fighting in secret. They only see the results of your labor, but they never see the blood and sweat. They expect you to be their constant rock. Yet no one offers to be a rock for you. You have quietly asked yourself if I have forgotten about your desperate prayers. You feel like my presence has grown silent during your darkest hours of need. You wonder why other people seem to receive easy blessings while you face endless roadblocks. Satan whispers that your faith is useless and that your future is completely doomed. He wants you to surrender to despair and abandon your divine destiny. Hear me clearly when I tell you that my silence was never my absence. I was standing right beside your bed when you wept into your pillow. I held your trembling hands when you felt like giving up on life entirely. Every single tear you dropped was gathered into my sacred golden bottle in heaven. Not a single drop of your suffering has been wasted or overlooked by your loving Creator. The fierce heat of this refining furnace was allowed to purify your heart. I allowed those false friends to leave your life so I could protect you from future harm. I allowed those earthly doors to shut tight so you would stop seeking validation from toxic tables. Your current deadlock is not your final destination, but but it is the birth canal of your spiritual authority. You are being prepared for a massive responsibility that requires unwavering strength. The enemy fought you so aggressively because he recognized the precious treasure hidden inside your spirit. He knows that when you step into your true power, your entire generational bloodline will be liberated. That is why he launched loud attacks against your mind, your body, and your personal peace. He wanted to break you before your glory manifested. But you are still standing here today despite everything the darkness threw at you. You did not break under the crushing pressure, and your spirit refused to die. That resilience is proof that my royal blood flows through your spiritual veins. You carry an unbreakable spirit that was forged in the deep fires of adversity. You are my anointed warrior, and your season of secret weeping is coming to a complete end tonight. And this brings us directly to the exact reason why your hair was being discussed in heaven. The archangels were not just looking at your outer appearance as humans do. They were inspecting the physical signs of stress and loss recorded upon your head. Every single hair that fell out during your darkest nights was counted as a sacred testimony of your endurance. And now, the time for your divine compensation has finally arrived. Let us uncover the holy secret behind this angelic conversation. In the Gospel of Luke, chapter 12, verse 7, my living word delivers a profound revelation to your soul. It says that even the very hairs of your head are all numbered. Notice that the scripture does not say your hairs are merely counted. Counting is something you do once when you glance at a crowd. But numbering means every single strand has its own specific identity in my sight. When something is numbered, it means that if one strand falls out, I notice its exact loss immediately. The world sees your head as a whole, but I see every micro detail of your creation. You may think your small daily struggles do not matter to the king, but if I track every tiny strand on your head, how much more do I care about your broken heart? I care deeply about your daily needs, your health, and your family. Throughout the sacred history of my scriptures, hair has always carried a heavy spiritual symbolism. It represents your divine strength, your personal identity, and your spiritual crown. Think of Samson in the holy book of Judges. When he allowed his sacred boundary to be violated by deceitful hands, his supernatural strength was completely drained away. Your hair is a living record of your spiritual vitality. When the Archangels Michael and Gabriel examined your hair today, they were looking at your spiritual record. They saw the strands that turned gray from sleepless nights of worry. They saw the strands that grew weak when your body was battling deep exhaustion. Every hair was a witness to a specific trial you endured with quiet patience. The archangels presented these physical witnesses before my throne as evidence of your faithfulness. The enemy tried to rob you of your spiritual glory and leave you feeling completely worthless. He wanted you to believe that you are just a nameless face in a cold and uncaring world. But my angels were instructed to seal your head with holy oil. They were instructed to replace your heaviness with a crown of divine authority. Every strand lost during your darkest battles is being recorded for a double compensation. If your spirit recognizes that the Creator of the universe counts every single hair on your head, I want you to act right now. Do not be ashamed to claim your place in my kingdom. Type "God knows my name" in the comments right now, as a physical sign of your unshakable faith. When those words leave your fingers, you are placing a spiritual mark upon your temple that shuts out the darkness. You see, my child, your value is not determined by the opinions of earthly people. Human beings only love you when you are useful to their personal goals. They forget your kindness the moment you can no longer serve them. But I loved you before the foundations of the world were laid. I knew the exact number of hairs on your head before your mother even held you in her arms. You are my masterpiece. I am restoring the lost strength of your soul just as I restored Samson in his final hour. But unlike Samson, your story will not end in tragedy or destruction. Your story is entering a glorious chapter of complete spiritual breakthrough and physical restoration. The archangels are pouring out a fresh measure of divine wisdom directly upon your mind tonight. The heavy fog that clouded your thoughts is lifting right now. Heaven is getting ready to hand you a tangible reward for your quiet endurance. You spent years sowing seeds of goodness in tears, and now you will reap a harvest of joy. The resources that were held back from your family are being released into your hands. I am opening the windows of heaven to pour out a blessing so large that your vessel will overflow. Your season of spiritual drought is officially ending. Your mind will no longer be tormented by thoughts of lack and unexpected failure. When you lay your head upon your pillow tonight, you will feel a warm blanket of holy peace covering your spirit. The archangels are standing guard at the four corners of your bed. They are making sure that no evil frequency can disturb your rest. You are sleeping under the direct canopy of my supreme favor. Remember that the same God who remembers every strand of your hair remembers every promise made to your ancestors. Not a single word I spoke over your bloodline will fall to the ground unfulfilled. You are standing at the exact intersection of prophecy and manifestation. The heavy trials of your past were simply the dark soil where your royal destiny was taking deep root. However, there is an invisible barrier trying to stop you from receiving this decree before tonight. The enemy knows that your complete freedom is near, and he has planted subtle spiritual blockages to ruin your progress. I must expose these hidden traps right now so you can shatter them before you close your eyes and sleep. We must talk about the hidden traps that have been draining your daily energy. The enemy knows he cannot destroy your faith completely, so he uses silent, subtle tactics to erode your peace little by little over time. You feel a heavy cloud hanging over your mind every morning, and even when good news arrives in your household, a sudden sense of lingering dread creeps in to steal your joy before you can even celebrate. I am unmasking the spiritual blockages that were planted in your path. Have you noticed how your motivation vanishes without any logical explanation? You start your morning with bright plans and big dreams, but within a few hours, a heavy wave of mental fatigue crashes over your mind and forces you to retreat into isolation. That sudden exhaustion is not a natural defect in your character. It is an invisible assignment sent by dark forces to keep you stagnant. The enemy wants you to stay in a state of endless procrastination. He whispers that tomorrow is a better time to take action on your dreams. And every time you delay your divine obedience, a small leak opens up in your spiritual vessel and drains your anointed power. We must also address the invisible gossip that has been spoken against your name. There are people who ate at your table while harboring deep jealousy in their hearts. They could not handle the royal favor that rests upon your life, so they spoke bitter words behind your back to damage your good reputation and slow down your rightful progress. Those malicious words created spiritual arrows aimed directly at your confidence. You began to doubt your own worth because you felt the heavy weight of their unseen hostility. You wondered why doors were suddenly closing in your face without any clear reason. But I tell you today that no weapon formed against your soul shall prosper when my truth steps into the battle. I am severing those word curses off your life in this sacred moment. The dark words spoken by jealous minds have no legal authority over your destiny. Every toxic phrase that was whispered against your family is being erased right now. You are guarded by the blood of the covenant, and no human malice can overturn the blessing I wrote for your bloodline. Look closely at the patterns of financial leakages in your household. Every time you save a small amount of money, an unexpected emergency arrives to wipe out your progress. A car breaks down or a bill suddenly increases without warning. This endless cycle of loss is a targeted trap designed to keep your family trapped in constant financial anxiety. Tear down the lie that poverty is your permanent destiny on this earth. The spirit of lack has operated like a hidden thief in your household for generations. It convinced your ancestors that they were born to suffer in silence. But I chose you out of your entire bloodline to be the strong warrior who breaks this evil chain forever. Declare a holy war against the spirit of spiritual compromise right now. Stop inviting toxic people back into your sacred space out of false guilt. You keep trying to save individuals who are comfortable living in darkness. When you carry their unholy baggage on your shoulders, you slow down the swift movement of my angels in your life. I am releasing a sharp sword of discernment into your spirit today. You will clearly see through fake smiles and deceitful intentions. You will no longer waste your valuable energy on arguments that yield no fruit. I am clearing your inner circle, so that only pure, anointed connections can step across your holy boundary. Break agreement with the spirit of fear and hesitation in this very hour. Fear is nothing more than an illusion created by darkness to paralyze your steps. When you hesitate to move forward, you are honoring your anxiety above my eternal promises. Rise up in holy confidence, because the Creator of the universe is walking directly in front of you. Every spiritual blockage set up against your progress is crumbling into dust right now. The chains of delay are snapping off your wrists, and the heavy fog is vanishing from your eyes. You are stepping out of hidden fear and stepping into the bright light of your royal purpose. Your spiritual vessel is being cleansed and sealed against every future leak. Now that these dark traps have been exposed and destroyed, prepare your soul for what comes next. The atmosphere around your room is shifting into a higher level of divine authority. The Archangels Michael and Gabriel are drawing their burning swords to establish a permanent shield over your household. Get ready right now, because your moment of supernatural breakthrough is exploding into reality. Feel the spiritual atmosphere in your room changing right now. The silence of heaven is broken by a divine decree of total victory. The heavy shackles that bound your feet for years are snapping into pieces under the weight of my glory. This is not a distant promise for tomorrow. This is your immediate moment of spiritual liberation before the morning sun appears. You have waited in the dark for so long, and every time you cried out in despair, heaven was preparing this explosive moment of divine transformation. The court of heaven has officially ruled in your favor tonight. Every false accusation brought against your bloodline by the accuser has been thrown out forever. Archangel Michael has descended from the heavenly realm with his drawn sword of burning fire. He is standing directly at the threshold of your home to command every dark entity to flee from your presence. The dark forces see his burning sword and tremble in complete panic. They know they can no longer touch your mind or ruin your peace. No weapon forged in hell can cross the flaming boundary established around your life. The dark forces that tormented your sleep with nightmares and sudden panic are scattering in terror. Michael is striking down the evil altars that operated in secret against your health and financial growth. Every invisible barrier erected to keep you trapped in poverty is collapsing into ashes under his holy feet. You are witnessing the absolute destruction of your oldest enemies right now. And while the fires of judgment fall upon the wicked, my peace is wrapping around your soul like a warm blanket. At the exact same moment, Archangel Gabriel is stepping forward into your physical reality. He carries the golden trumpet of sovereign authority and the sealed decree of your restoration. Gabriel is declaring over your household that your long season of wilderness and trial is finished forever. The word of the Lord over your destiny is exploding into physical manifestation tonight. You can lift your hands in complete gratitude because the heavy burden has been lifted from your back. Listen to the sound of freedom resounding through the spiritual realm right now. The generational curse that brought silent sickness and emotional devastation to your ancestors ends with you. You are the chosen vessel picked before time began to carry the royal torch of abundance. The heavy gates of iron that locked you out of your true purpose are swinging open right now. Nothing in creation can stop the divine momentum that has been unlocked over your life. I am placing an invisible shield of holy fire around every single member of your family. When the night falls and the dark forces wander through the earth, they will see my mark upon your roof. They will see the bright seal of the archangels covering your doors and windows. They will have no choice but to pass over your household in complete defeat. Your children are protected from harm, your marriage is shielded from division, and your home is turning into a holy sanctuary of light. Lift up your head and square your shoulders like the royal warrior you were made to be. You will no longer walk through life with a spirit of fear or self-pity. The enemy tried to swallow your soul in the dark, but he only succeeded in waking up the sleeping lion inside your spirit. The roar of your faith is echoing across the court of heaven right now. You are standing firm on the rock of ages, and no storm can tear you down. Your financial vessel is being cleansed and expanded to hold an unprecedented overflow. The resources that were held back by fraudulent hands are being redirected straight to your table. You will lend to many nations, and you will never need to beg for survival again. The stolen years of your youth and labor are being restored to you sevenfold before sunrise. You will look back on your past struggles and realize they were just stepping stones to your royal crown. Your physical body is receiving a fresh surge of supernatural strength and vitality. The deep cell exhaustion that drained your energy is vanishing as the divine fire cleanses your blood. Your mind is being filled with sharp clarity and creative wisdom that will open miraculous avenues of expansion. Every strand of hair on your head is glowing with the invisible oil of my supreme favor. You are becoming a living witness of my unstoppable power on this earth. Take full possession of the royal inheritance assigned to your name before tonight ends. The battle belongs to the Lord, and the victory has already been won on your behalf. You are stepping out of the dark shadows of defeat and walking directly into the blinding light of your divine appointment. Nothing can hold back the avalanche of blessings that is rushing toward your doors tonight. Your heart will overflow with pure joy as you watch my promises come to life before your eyes. Now look ahead at the glorious path of restoration that lies directly before your feet. The archangels have established your perimeter, and the dark opposition has been wiped clean from your way. Let us walk together into the full manifestation of your peace, your health, and your multi-generational harvest. The heavy darkness is officially gone, and your new morning of glory has already begun. The heavy fog has cleared from your path. Look toward the horizon because the long season of barrenness is officially over. The seed of faith you planted in tears is producing a harvest beyond your wildest expectations. And as you prepare to rest tonight, a divine compensation is knocking at your physical door to bring back everything that was stolen from your hands. I am speaking a complete financial turnaround into your life tonight. You spent years calculating every penny with deep anxiety in your chest. You worried about unpaid debts and sudden expenses that threatened to drown your inner peace. But my sovereign hand is opening new channels of resource that no human being can ever block against your future. You will see unexpected doors of opportunity opening in your daily affairs. Money will no longer leak from your vessel like water through a broken cup. I am giving you wisdom to manage the wealth that is coming into your household. And because you kept your faith, you are stepping into a lasting overflow that will shield your children for generations. Your physical body is receiving a deep tide of supernatural healing in this hour. Every cell in your living temple is aligning with the perfect blueprint of glory. The chronic pain in your back and shoulders is melting away under the warmth of my presence. And the biological exhaustion that made your mornings feel so unbearable will completely vanish. I am renewing your youth like the eagles. You will wake up tomorrow with fresh vigor and mental clarity returning to your thoughts. The heavy brain fog that made you doubt your intelligence is completely dissolved. You will think clearly, speak with authority, and make wise decisions as your body becomes a vibrant sanctuary of unstoppable strength. Peace is invading the atmosphere of your home tonight. The constant tension and sharp arguments that divided your family are coming to an end. I am softening hard hearts and bringing divine reconciliation to broken relationships. The heavy emotional walls that kept you isolated are crumbling into dust as my love floods every room of your house. Your children are being shielded under my royal wing. The dark traps set by the secular world to lure them into confusion will fail completely. And as they grow under my protection, they will walk in wisdom, safety, and divine purpose, while your entire family line becomes a shining beacon of my favor. If you are ready to receive this divine restoration over your household before morning, take a bold step of faith right now. Share this sacred lifeline with one weary soul who needs to hear this truth. And type "I claim my restoration" in the comments right now as a physical sign of your agreement. When those words leave your heart, you seal the promises of heaven. Look at how far you have walked through the fire. You survived trials that would have destroyed a weaker spirit. You kept your integrity when others tried to pull you into dirty compromise. Every secret sacrifice you made in solitude was recorded in heaven, and now the glorious reward for your endurance is being delivered directly to your doorstep. The tables are turning in front of those who mocked your quiet endurance. The very people who dismissed your potential will watch in wonder as my favor elevates your life. You will not use your elevation to boast or seek revenge. Instead, you will walk in humble gratitude, knowing that my sovereign hand alone pulled you out of the deep pit of despair. An abundance of peace is settling over your mind right now. You can let go of the frantic need to fix every problem with your own limited strength. I am working behind the scenes on matters that seemed completely impossible to your eyes. The legal issues, the medical reports, and the financial bottlenecks are all bowing to my supreme decree of victory. Your home will be filled with laughter and joyful testimony once again. The spirit of mourning is being replaced with the sweet oil of gladness. You will look at your family table and see the goodness of the Lord resting upon every chair. And as the morning sun rises, the dark memories of silent suffering will fade away like a brief shadow. Hold on to this unshakable certainty as the night grows deeper. Your restoration is not dependent on the shaky economic conditions of this world. My kingdom possesses unlimited wealth and boundless resource. And because you belong to my royal court, I am directing a steady stream of divine favor straight toward your household so you will never know lack again. To ensure that this divine overflow does not leak from your spirit while you rest, there is one final alignment you must make. You must prepare your mind to enter a state of total spiritual surrender before you close your eyes tonight. Let me show you how to quiet your weary heart right now, so you can receive the full measure of this sacred blessing. Now the evening shade has fallen over your home. It is time to lay down your heavy armor and rest. You have spent the entire day fighting battles in your own limited strength. And as you lie down on your bed tonight, I need you to release the constant urge to control every single outcome of your life. You do not have to fix everything before you sleep. Take a slow, deep breath right now. Feel the heavy tension melting away from your shoulders. Unclench your jaw and soften your face. You have been holding your breath for hours because your mind was constantly anticipating the next sudden problem. But I am commanding every tense muscle in your physical body to relax completely under my grace. Your body is a living temple of the Most High. It was never designed to store toxic stress or carry the heavy weight of tomorrow. When you hold on to chronic worry, you pollute the sacred space where my peace longs to dwell. Sweep away every lingering thought of fear, lack, and frustration from your inner chamber tonight. Cleanse your spirit of all lingering bitterness before your head touches the pillow. Forgive those who hurt you during the day. You do not forgive them because their actions were right or fair. You forgive them so that their toxicity can no longer hold your heart hostage in the dark. Release their names into my hands and let my divine justice handle their actions. Walk away from the heavy burden of resentment so your vessel can be filled with pure oil. Stop playing the dark scenarios of the future over and over in your head. You cannot solve the problems of next month during the dark hours of tonight. When you try to figure out every detail with your human intellect, you block the silent movement of my supernatural wisdom. Surrender the steering wheel of your life back into my sovereign hands right now. Trust that the Creator of the stars knows how to navigate your small path. I am asking you for total surrender before you close your eyes. True faith is not forcing your own will through endless anxiety and effort. True faith is leaning back into my everlasting arms and knowing that I am God. Say quietly in your heart that you trust my timing above your own urgent desires. Let go of the tight grip you kept on your plans and let my perfect will unfold naturally. The spiritual atmosphere over your bed is completely clear. The heavy clouds of spiritual resistance have been swept away by the fiery swords of the archangels. You are lying down inside a protected sanctuary where no dark frequency can reach your spirit. Feel the warm, gentle tide of my holy presence washing over your feet and rising to your chest. You are safe in my arms. As your eyelids grow heavy, align your spirit with the frequency of absolute peace. Do not check your phone or invite the loud noise of the world back into your mind. Let your last waking thought be a song of thanksgiving to the Father who loves you. You are not stepping into sleep as a defeated victim seeking escape from a cruel world. You are entering rest as a royal child, stepping into a divine chamber of renewal. While your physical body rests in deep slumber, my angels will continue their sacred work around your home. They are placing the final seals upon your financial restoration and your family health. They are preparing the divine alignments that will meet you when you step out of bed tomorrow morning. Your sleep tonight will be sweet, deep, and completely undisturbed by the enemy. Every cellular structure in your body is absorbing this divine reset right now. Your brain is releasing the toxic chemicals of chronic stress, and your heart rate is slowing down to a calm, steady rhythm. Sickness has no legal right to stay in a temple that is filled with my holy light. You are being renewed from the inside out while you drift into peaceful rest. Keep your spirit open and receptive during these quiet night hours. I often speak to my chosen ones in dreams and subtle visions while the physical senses are quieted. Pay attention to the gentle impressions that visit your soul before dawn. I am downloading divine blueprints and creative solutions into your subconscious mind while you sleep deeply. You will wake up with fresh answers to old problems. The darkness of this night carries no threat for your soul. You are hidden deep inside the secret place of the Most High where no evil can touch your light. Look at your life through the eyes of faith and know that your breakthrough is already established. You can close your eyes now with absolute confidence, knowing that the God who guards you never sleeps or slumbers. Now raise your hands one last time in spirit as we seal this sacred alignment together. Let us step into the highest court of heaven with a final prayer of covenant and complete surrender. Speak these words with your whole heart as we lock your victory forever. Heavenly Father, I come before you tonight with a humble and surrendered heart. I am laying down all my heavy weapons of self-sufficiency at the foot of your throne. I stop trying to fight these endless battles in my own fragile human strength. And as I step into your holy presence right now, I let go of every burden that has been crushing my spirit for so many years. I release the desperate need to control my own future. I melt my ego and my pride into the warm fire of your unconditional love. You are the Almighty Creator, and I am your beloved child resting safely inside your hands. I confess that I was weary, scared, and deeply exhausted from wearing a fake smile for a world that never truly saw my pain. I bring you every silent tear I ever shed in the dark hours of the night. Thank you for collecting my tears in your golden bottle in heaven. Thank you that not a single drop of my secret suffering was ever wasted or forgotten by your grace. You saw me when I felt invisible, and you loved me when I felt completely abandoned by those I trusted. I embrace the sacred truth that you know me completely. Even the very hairs of my head are all numbered by your divine precision. You care about every tiny detail of my physical temple, my health, my mind, and my family. And because you hold my life in your hands, I refuse to entertain the lies of fear and lack any longer. I accept the burning shield of protection that your archangels have established over my household tonight. Archangel Michael has drawn his sword of fire to scatter every dark entity from my doors. Archangel Gabriel has sounded the trumpet of my complete restoration across the courts of glory. No evil weapon forged against my life shall prosper before sunrise. In your sovereign name, I break every generational chain that has bound my bloodline in poverty, sickness, and silent despair. I declare that the spirit of lack has no legal right to touch my family ever again. I step into the royal inheritance that you assigned to my name before the foundations of the world were laid. My vessel is cleansed, expanded, and ready to receive your divine overflow. I open the doors of my home to your supernatural peace and miraculous provision tonight. Every closed door is swinging wide open, and every hidden resource is being redirected to my table. My physical body is receiving a fresh tide of divine health, vitality, and mental clarity right now. The heavy fog is gone, and my soul is overflowing with pure gratitude. I sign this sacred covenant in the heavenly courts with an unshakable and living faith. My past defeats are buried forever, and my brand new chapter of victory has officially begun. I step out of the shadows of fear and walk directly into the blinding light of my royal destiny. Your grace is my cover, your word is my foundation, and your love is my eternal anchor. I offer this prayer in complete surrender and holy reverence. I yield my heart, my mind, and my entire life into your divine care forever. I receive your seal of protection upon my forehead tonight. I know that no dark power can ever dim the light you placed inside my soul. Amen and amen. My beloved child, as this sacred prayer rises to my throne tonight, do not leave your living temple unguarded against the dark noise of the world. The enemy wants you to forget the power you received in this quiet encounter. He wants you to return to your daily routine without a spiritual anchor to guard your mind. You must keep your perimeter fortified against every future attack of doubt. Take a bold step of physical obedience right now to seal this covenant in the courts of heaven. Type Amen in the comments below right now to declare your total agreement with this divine decree. Let your words echo in the spiritual realm as a permanent sign that your household belongs to the light. When your fingers type those letters, you are placing an unshakable mark upon your victory. Do not allow the enemy to steal your daily peace tomorrow. Protect your spiritual border with constant alertness. Subscribe to this sanctuary right now and turn on the notification bell so you can remain inside the shadow of the Most High every single day. Make this channel your daily altar where your spiritual armor is continuously strengthened. Sleep in absolute and unbroken peace tonight, my royal warrior. The archangels are standing guard at every corner of your home, and my presence is covering your bed like a warm blanket. You will wake up tomorrow morning with fresh strength, clear vision, and supernatural favor surrounding every step you take. Your season of silent suffering is over, and your morning of glory has arrived.